Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox. I'm coming to you today with a review for Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 3. Nope, Season 9, Episode 3. So my camera girl is not here today. She spent the night at Debbie's house last night. So, it is me and you. I'm holding on to this damn camera, the laptop, and yeah, I'm not buying a tripod and a new all that because I'm just in LA for a week and a half. And it don't make sense for me to do that. So we just gonna have to tough it out. It's gonna get a little wobbly maybe. I might cut shit off mid-sentence, but we gonna get through it, you guys. Yeah. Episode 3, let's get to it, shall we? Okay, so with Cynthia, nothing. Just more talk of this divorce. I'm sure we'll be hearing about it all season. She's talking to Noelle, and her mom and her sister come over to visit, and she's just letting them know, that she's been talking to Peter. And Mal was like, "Girl, me too." And Cynthia was like, "You've been talking to him too?" Oh my goodness. Well, hold on. Let's go sit outside so we can talk about it. So they go sit out on the little balcony, and Mal tells her that Peter called her and told her that he missed his wife, and she didn't know what to say. I would think that you would be jumping up and down. You didn't want them to be together anyway. Maybe now that the situation is what it is now, maybe Mal is feeling bad. Cynthia says, "I would be lying if I said I didn't miss him. I do miss him, but sometimes it just don't work out. Mom, you've been through two divorces, right?" And Mom was like, "Yep, I sure have." And I've had my little weak moments and missed them every now and then, but yeah, it was nothing that made me feel like I needed to get back together with him. So, you all right? You gonna be straight? What did the mom say about her? Cynthia, how she changed after she got married. She started modeling, and she was kind of insinuating that Cynthia took care of her and bought her cars. Is that what she was talking about? I was listening and I was like, what is she talking about? I'm confused a little bit. It kind of just went over that. Maybe I heard it wrong. I just watched it just a few minutes ago, but I was just like, oh, that mama, is she glad that Cynthia's getting a divorce now so that now Cynthia can start taking care of her again? I wasn't real clear on that anyway. Mal says, well, it's going to be hard for everybody. Divorces are not easy, and, you're not really able to be friends afterwards. And then that's when Cynthia starts up with she wants to still be friends with him shit. Like I said, it's just going to be more of the same, I think, with Cynthia this whole season. We're going to wear this divorce out. All right, so we get Shereé, Phaedra, and Porsha. They all go to lunch one day. And they're talking about who else but Kenya. Phaedra tells them that she went to lunch with Kenya. They didn't even kill each other. Phaedra believes that it's because Kenya got a little dick in her life. They was like a little dick or a little dick. Shereé tells her how, well, y'all got off to a good start. We got into a big old fight over the fucking houses, and I'm just like, again, I'm so sick of these houses. She says that Kenya called her a hoe, even though everybody knows that Kenya slept her way to the top of the Z-list DVD rack. I was just like, now I've never heard that Kenya slept her way to the top. Is that something that was going around that I missed? Because no, I've never heard that Kenya was one to sleep around, but I didn't necessarily hear that Shereé was one to sleep around either. So y'all making a big deal about this whole thing. That was just, nigga was mad, so they had to pull the hole out on you. But Shereé takes this time to explain to us that the house is not in her mama name. It's in a trust name. Phaedra and Porsha was just like, girl, you ain't got to explain if it's in your mama's name or not, okay? I'm sure your mama used your credit back in the day. I said, oh, no, they not. No, they not. Laughing about how the mama probably had electricity in her name. And then, of course, they ponder whether or not Kenya is staying in the hazmat conditions of her own home. They believe that she probably isn't. I don't know. Kenya looked like she was living there to me, but, we didn't get to see the whole entire house and all that still needed to be done, so maybe there was a lot of work left done. Child, who cares? Later on, we get Shereé. She goes over to Bob's house. Not really sure why she's going over there. I guess they're trying to... It's so weird that storyline that they're trying to put on us. I thought that maybe her and Bob was trying to work things out and that it was but now that when I see them together, they feel real awkward around each other. They just really feel like homies. I don't get it, but she gets over to his house. She thinks he's cooking for him. He's not cooking for her. He lost 20 pounds. Look at all this for you. I'm trying to show you my new healthy lifestyle. He makes her a smoothie. He's sweating like fucking crazy. Talking about he nervous. Nah, nigga, you just hot. That's their whole thing is they're trying to get their relationship back on track and co-parent. I'm thinking like co-parenting. Why the fuck are you co-parenting? Your kids are grown, okay? So it doesn't even make sense. There's no reason for you guys to really have to co-parent. You have absolutely no reason to be around each other anymore, okay? You don't have to. Your youngest is, what, 18? She's about to graduate from high school. Once she's done, and it's a wrap on it. So I don't know about the whole co-parenting thing. I'm just like, it's stupid to me. But, you know, they got to try to figure it out. But what about Bob asking her, can he move in her house? I was just like, how will you go from this uncomfortable, you know, thing to trying to move back in the house, and him suggesting that they go lay down upstairs? I was just like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think Shereé still has feelings for him, but I don't know. Was it just me? Or was y'all getting a strange vibe from that whole little scene too? I was just like, I don't know if I'm believing this one. Y'all gonna have to work a little harder to act like y'all trying to get back together. Child, this damn computer. I'm sure trying to keep it together. Y'all hanging in there with me? Now, getting back to freaking Phaedra and Porsha, we see them, they're going to go work out together. Actually, they look like they're going to take a walk in a park. And while they on this walk, Porsha tells Phaedra that, you know, she's ready to have a baby. But she don't need to necessarily have a man and all of that. She just want to have a baby because her sister got a baby. And, you know, it's time for her to have one too. And Phaedra was just like, no. Girl, you need to reach for something higher than that. We're not just going to be a baby mama. I agree with Phaedra. Shit happens like that sometimes. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. But I don't understand why you would set out to want to just be a baby mama. It seems like you would want the entire family unit. I mean, being parents is hard work. And it needs two people. And it works better if a child is able to see their parents in a loving relationship. That's just me. But I know I'm traditional, and I know people don't think that way today. But I don't get the whole, I just want to have a baby, but I don't need the whole package thing. Again, just me. Just me. But Porsha tells Phaedra that she's got this friend that lives in D.C. He's a lobbyist up there. I was like, oh, child, she done went from athlete to lobbyist. Oh, look at that. His name is Todd. He's an ex from back when she was in her early 20s, and he's kind of back in the picture. But they just friends right now, but she thinks that he's a good candidate. Porsha seems to be determined. So, you know, later on in the show, she's at her exercise class, and Todd shows up there with her, and you know they working out together and all of this, but it's so fucking goofy because when they start talking after the practice, you know, they all laughing and hitting on each other and like and giggling. I was just like, how old are we again? What is going on here? It's so strange. You know, she's telling him that she's ready to have a family, but not necessarily a husband, and that she just wants a kid. She thinks that he would be the perfect father for her. You know, he's just looking at her like, you moving kind of fast with this one. She was just like, yeah, you know, I've really thought about it, and I want to have a child, but I don't necessarily have to be married. I don't need to be with you, and you know, I think that you would be a really good person for that. And he was just like, yeah, no, I can't do that. And she was just like, what? Yeah, you want me to just go have a baby with some random person? He was like, no, I don't want you to do any of that. You are a woman who deserves to have a family. I mean, a husband and children. If that's what you want, I mean, why would you want to just be having a baby by yourself like that? So I was glad that he told her that. So he was like, I can't be that one for you, but I want better for you, and I think I can win your heart. So then I was just like, oh, so what is he saying exactly? He's not necessarily putting off the relationship altogether. Maybe he's just saying that we could build something a for real relationship, then we could do this, but you know, if not, then no. And I was like, okay, well, at least the nigga got some sense, because you know, half the time these fools that Porsha been bringing on the show, they've been stupid and crazy. She'd have brought that up with Dookie, and he'd have been like, okay, just buy him a new outfit, and he'd have been all right. I was glad that he said that, but I don't know. I don't see them two together. They just so goofy around each other. Like, I was just like, does she like him? Or are they homies? Or are they fucking? Like, I couldn't figure it out. So, as of now, Todd says he's out, but maybe could be in eventually. My dad's neighbors, they be so confused with why I'm in this car. Kenya and Matt, okay? We told you that they got another go at their relationship, so they're hanging out one day, they're working out, and she's telling us that she's just glad that Matt is back in her life and that she's got somebody sane in her life. Once I'm thinking to myself, like, Kenya, no, girl. You know, I don't know if I would call him sane. It's the same nigga that you said went through your damn phone and saw some messages he didn't like and went crazy and kicked the door down. You would call that sane? Okay, it's so funny how she tries to kind of wrap situations to her benefit. But this time he's sane and she glad he around. So we gonna roll with that, okay? But anyway, she's telling him how her and Shereé got into a big fight at Porsha's event the other day. And, you know, she's just not gonna have anybody tell her how she should be building her house, how she should be, you know, running things. You know, she just felt like Shereé was being really catty and just a bitch, basically. Matt, he was just like, yeah, you guys are just, it's always something with you guys. I mean, I just wouldn't even get myself involved in that kind of shit. And she was just like, yeah, I know you're right. I need to be able to let that go. Somehow we get onto the subject of Matt's mom, you know, and Kenya asked him, well, you think your mom has a problem with me with the age difference? And he was like, no, you know, my mom is good with you. As a matter of fact, she was like, you better not run my daughter-in-law off. So she was just like, oh, you sure? Because that is a big deal, you know, the age difference. And he was like, no. He said, but if you have any questions, you can meet her at the family reunion next week. So Kenya's feeling pretty good about the fact that he's ready to introduce her to the family. All right, I was just like, girl, you better be ready. These down-home country folks out here, they put you through the ringer. So the family reunion is in Cincinnati. They're going to take a road trip. He's driving the car up to Cincinnati so that they can partake in the fun. And of course, Kenya is complaining she doesn't want to do that. She's got her dogs in the back seat. They done pissed in the fucking car. I'm telling you, I can't. Look, people that got dogs that ain't trained, I have no patience for them kind of dogs, bitch. Don't be having them damn dogs peeing and shitting all over the fucking place. In the car? My Range Rover? I don't think so. They get there and there is an initial brunch that she's just meeting his immediate family, so his mom, dad, and sister. And this is kind of the test. She needs to make sure that she passed the test. So when she get there, it look like the family is all happy to see her. You know, hey, they give her a hug and all of that. Then when they sit down, I wasn't quite sure where mom and dad was coming from. They was just a tad bit shady, and I couldn't figure out if, you know, I guess maybe they was filling out Kenya. It always seems uncomfortable to me when, you know, your son is dating somebody and you are almost the same age as the damn girlfriend. That mama couldn't be too much older than Kenya. You know, it's just strange. So the mama was just like, Kenya, what are your intentions with my Matt, my son, okay? I was just like, see, this right here ought to let you know that you know, Matt is with somebody out of his league. What do you mean, what are my intentions? I'm the fucking woman. He the man. He the one that's supposed to have intentions for me. But see, when you got this older woman who's the breadwinner and all of that, now it becomes like, what can you do for my son? Ain't that some shit, y'all? Ladies, listen here. Y'all need to get you a man that's equally yoked. I'm just saying, it makes things totally easier when you have somebody who is kind of on your level. I'm not saying, oh, that don't sound right, but you know what I mean? Like, you can't have, it's not that you can't. It's very much possible and it happens. But many times more than not, it is hard to be in a relationship who doesn't bring as much to the table as you. Now, maybe Matt has the potential. And when we think about Matt, do we think that Matt has the potential to eventually? Because potential is good. We can look for potential in men. But Matt is a physical trainer at a gym. Kenya is on a TV show, you know, nationally syndicated, you know, well-known reality star now, Miss America, all that's our child. I'm just saying. Let me get off of that before y'all get mad at me and be saying that I'm being a snob or some shit. But yeah. Anyway, you know, Kenya just says that she wants their relationship to work, that he's a good dude and all of that. Okay, the sister over there, honey, she just, what was her name? Allison? She ain't really buying this whole kumbaya that Kenya has with the mama and daddy. Sis asked Kenya straight up, are you a cougar? You know, Kenya was just like, excuse me, no, I'm not a cougar. This is just somebody that I happen to like at the time. I was like, ooh, Allison gonna give her the blues. Because Allison been watching the fucking show like everybody else, and she know that Kenya is full of it. So she was just like, nigga, don't be trying to bring my damn brother up in this mess. Fast forward to the reunion, and it looks like everybody is having a good time. You know, we see Kenya interacting with the kids, and she does seem to like to be involved in family matters like this and having a whole bunch of people around her, maybe because she didn't come from that. So she looks like she's having a good time, and everybody there seems to be accepting of them. But we still got an issue, you guys. And Who might that issue be but Hallison? Sis was just like, yeah, bitch, I know you over here dancing with the kids and all of that, but let me talk to you for a second. I'm skeptical. I don't really know what's going on with you and Matt. That's my brother. I want to protect him, and Kenya was just like, well, I mean, I understand, but hell, I feel like I'm not sure what's going on with me and Matt too. I just want to make sure that, we able to work out and that he stays with me. And the sis was just like, well, yeah, I wasn't sure if you was going to stay with him. I wanted to tell the sister, like, listen, I mean, I totally get the whole trying to be the, make sure you protect your brother and everything, but the nigga grown and he able to do whatever he want to do. And like, what you going to do anyway? I mean, like Kenya said, are you trying to run me off? Because Kenya looks like she's the type that likes a good challenge, so the fact that you don't want her to be around probably would keep her around longer. Girl, you got the wrong angle. That ain't how you run Kenya off. But Kenya is able to talk to the sister and kind of calm her fears and say, look, I am ride or die, okay? I'm not one to just jump up and leave. I mean, I don't waste my time. But if it's somebody that I feel is worth my time, then I'm ride or die. I'm here for him, okay? And I guess that was all the sister needed to hear, okay? Matt comes over there because he can already see two black women over there talking. Maybe his is going a little bit more, hands going and all. He need to go and intervene, So he's just like, I'm just making sure everything's okay. Comes and gives this girl a hug. And the sister is just like, okay, I'm through. Yeah, just let Matt be Matt. He grown. He can figure it out. And then the mother and Kenya sit down and talk, and Kenya's just glad that the mom has accepted her. The mom was like, I think that you would be a good daughter-in-law, so Kenya feels like, that's all she's ever wanted is for a mother to accept her, and this might be the one, so good for her, okay? So the reunion turns out to be a hit. Alright, you guys, so Candy and her crew, they are at the candy factory, and they're about to have a meeting about the OLG restaurant. They wanted to have a block party, like a big celebration when the restaurant opened, but Candy says, we are not having any grand openings until the spot is completely done. So they're meeting. Okay, we finally get our girl Carmen. She done made it back to the fold. They talking about whether it's going to be a grand opening, a soft opening. Todd was just like, I ain't really trying to have no huge grand opening because that's going to work us too hard. And then in walks this lady. Okay, everybody stops and looks. It was almost as if somebody dead walked into the room. Okay, and they just like, the girl was just like, hi, hey Candy girl. You don't know who I am? She pulls her glasses down. I look a little different. It's Chris Kelly. Chris Kelly is an entertainer. She is a Jamaican artist, evidently. I've actually heard a song that she has with Rick Ross, and I remember seeing her hairstyle on Instagram. I was like, that's the girl that has the hairstyle that I had copied with the blonde hair in the front. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Chris Kelly also is dating Block. And who is Block? Block is Candy's baby daddy, Riley's father. And of course, this meeting is very much unexpected and uncomfortable because Candy and Block don't have any type of relationship anymore. As a matter of fact, Candy cannot stand his ass, and she's said that a few times on the show in the past. She says that he is a deadbeat. I was just like, ooh, Carlos, he is a fucking mess. You could tell that they was blindsided. They had no idea that this girl was fixing to walk in there like that, So I was just like, damn, Carlos. We already know that this shit with Apollo and Phaedra and the new fiance. Phaedra was blindsided. Now Carlos done whipped this shit out on Candy. Anything for ratings. But Candy took it in stride. The girl was just like, I hope I'm not interrupting anything. Yeah, you are interrupting, bitch. Don't you see us all sitting around talking? It's a meeting, okay? But let's go in the other room. Let's talk. Candy was just like, I was really surprised with you showing up here today. But she tells us that the dad has not tried to reach out to Riley at all. As a matter of fact, over the last 3 years, he's just been completely out of the picture. Chris tried to put it off on Candy and was just like, well, maybe he doesn't reach out because of the vibe that you two have. And Candy was just like, that is some bullshit. You're not fixing to put this shit off on me. That's on the daddy. You guys, it's the classic baby mama, baby daddy story. They had this baby together and he just hasn't been involved. Okay, Riley had then built her hopes up and tried to have some sort of relationship when he was, when she was younger with him, or maybe they tried to put the two together, but he never really followed through. And, eventually everybody just said, fuck it. Okay, Candy has her money now. She don't need him. So, probably was easier for her to just not have to deal with him at all. I mean, you hear that happening with a lot of people in these baby mama, baby daddy type situations. So my thing is, kudos to Chris, Because, you know, a lot of times we'll have guys who are not involved in their children's life, and we'll talk bad about the girlfriend too. Be like, how can she be with somebody when she know that the nigga ain't even trying to reach out to his kids? So, you know what, kudos to Chris for trying at least to come out. It wasn't really her place, but you know what, I feel I got respect for a woman who knows that their man ain't really involved with their children and tries to put them together. But you know what, it's too much water under the bridge, like Candy said. Thanks, lady, for coming, but no thanks. When Chris Kelly leaves and, you know, Candy is back out there talking to crew, they was like, well, what was that about? Like, why would she even come here? Like, why is she the one that's here and not necessarily the daddy? Candy said, well, you know, she was just saying that she was trying to have him get more involved, and this was her way of doing it. But Don Juan was just like, well, I mean, you can't make Riley do anything. She's 14 years old, and, you know, if she says she don't want to be involved, then she shouldn't be involved. And that's true. But I guess you shouldn't encourage your child to not be involved. And then Todd was the voice of reason who came in and said, you know what? It's not about Candy. It's not about Block. It's about Riley. Riley has a father. She should have a relationship with her father if it's at any way possible. You know, Todd and his daughter didn't have a relationship until I think they said, what, she was around 8 or 9 years old. So he missed a lot of her life, but not by choice. And I think that was a very mature and smart thing for Todd to say. You can't just keep encouraging, you know, this dissension. At least you do whatever you can for it to work. I mean, you can't make the damn daddy do shit either, but at least don't be turned off for it. But I understand. I haven't been in baby mama, baby daddy situations personally, but you see it, and you have friends that go through it, and it is a whole lot of emotions that get involved there, and it's hard to try to turn the other cheek and just be the right person and do the right thing, especially when it's your child and you want to protect your child from being disappointed over and over and over and over again. It's just easier for you to not have to deal with it. So I get how Candy is too, totally. Like Candy said, I said from the beginning that I would never try to prevent a relationship, and I haven't. But it's frustrating. Later on, Candy and Riley are going to the dentist, and, you know, Candy was just like, let me just let you know what's going on before you go into this dentist's office, okay? Your dad is back around. Well, not really your dad. His girlfriend came down, wanted to talk about maybe you guys having a relationship again. You guys know Riley. She's the she's the little tight teeth talker, you know. Well, why is it that she comes down there and not dad? Riley was just like, the fact that he didn't even try to do that. I don't want to have nothing to do with it, okay? The shit is just case closed. I'm done with it. Candy was like, you know what, you right, baby. If you don't want to have shit to do with it, I don't want to have shit to do with it either. And then to hear even more about the story, Candy and Shereé meet up to go exercising together. I was thinking to myself, like, Candy looks great, okay? For somebody who just had a baby, you know, they say that breastfeeding will definitely do it for you. She looks really, really good. My brother is pulling up in the driveway behind us. Anyway, they're working out, and then after they finish out working out, you know, they sit down and they talking. So first Shereé tells Candy that her and Bob might be trying to work on something together, you know, getting back together. You know, Candy gets a kick out of it, like, child, what you say? Then Candy tells her, girl, Riley's dead. His girlfriend popped up at the candy factory the other day, and that she wants to get the family back together. She's all about family and hooking, you know, Riley back up with her father and, you know, all of that. Shereé was just like, wow, Block, like, I never really known you to really say anything or, you know, anything about you guys having anything. And Candy was just like, thank you. That is what I'm trying to say. You have never heard me say anything about him. You've never seen him around, like nothing. This is also when we get to finally meet Block. And you guys, I can tell you right now, Block is ignorant. He's one of them ones. I don't know if it's because I'm just being a woman and I'm, you know, naturally more leaning towards the woman's side, but I really don't think that way. Because when you just hear him talk, you can tell he's ignorant. I was just like, oh my God. This is going to be terrible for Candy and Riley. Because when he's talking, he's all saying how he tried to have a relationship with Riley back in the day, and I guess Candy was making it difficult for him. This is also when we meet Ariel and Lena, and we see how they're going to kind of get introduced into the storyline. So Lena and Ariel are friends with Block and Chris Kelly. So the camera is going back and forth between the two of them. Oh, my thing is about to die, but we gonna get through this. Kandi said that Block has said negative shit about her, even to Porsha, because evidently Porsha and Block used to fuck. Shereé was just like, oh, so she just kind of goes through the damn crew, right? Kandi was like, that was after me, before, you know, I don't even care. All right, but he has said some shit about me, and I've never really said anything bad about him to Riley at all. She says our relationship is null and void. We have absolutely nothing. Then the camera jumps back to Block, and he's telling Lena that Kandi doesn't encourage Riley to call him to reach. I'm just thinking to myself, like, see, this is stupid, because you are the adult. No child asked to be here. It's your responsibility to have a relationship with your child. Why am I encouraging my child to reach out to you when you the fucking one that had her? You know, so I'm just like, that's why I was like annoyed with him, because, you know, he was all like, I'm not about to make you reach out to me or be around me. It's just like, no, it's your responsibility. You owe it to your child to try to be all that you can for them. So, like, I'm telling you, I don't have it for him, okay? When they asked him if he didn't show up at the house, he said it only happened one time. I said, nigga, you is a fucking lie. You mean to tell me that all these bad feelings that came from you not showing up one damn time? Really? I'm sorry, you guys. I can't. I don't even like the fact that they have him on here and that Riley got to go through this, because he's full of shit, and you can tell. So Kandi tells Shereé, no, Riley would call him and be like, I really want you to come over, and he would promise that he's coming, and he wouldn't show up. So it got to the point where she stopped calling, because kids are at least smart enough to know that after you keep breaking promises, it's a done deal. Why am I even wasting my time? And then, you guys, it gets emotional, and we get Kandi with the broke up. I said, oh, Kandi, don't do it, girl. It just really pisses me off, because when I first found out I was pregnant, I called him and he told me that he was not going to be there for my baby. And I was just like, it's all fine, because you're going to need me before I ever need you. And I meant that. And even though I can't stand his punk ass, she's not going to try to block this relationship with Riley and him, even now. And I think that's commendable. That's the most you can ask for when you sit there and listen to his stupid ass talk on the other side, you guys. Y'all let me know if I'm being biased. I know it's a lot of water under the bridge. I know Kandi has done things that made us look at her and be like, but I just, from the beginning of the seasons when Kandi first came on the show, you could tell that she wanted Riley to have a relationship with him. Okay, so I just tend to be more on Kandi's side. And like I said, he's ignorant. And I don't have much patience for ignorant niggas. Alright, you guys, let me get off of here. Family is coming over. It's about to get busy. So I want to make sure I get through this Love and Hip Hop tomorrow. And then that's it, y'all. So anyway, make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel's for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. Alright. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.